Okay, so we're now on the next day. There was a message from some guy who wanted me to take two of them off, and he'd give me £50 for two. I really don't know how that works, and it just seems, I don't know. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So we've got 11 active. Right, the Yamadori Oak, we've got 6 bids on that now, and that's at £16. Looks like Romana. 7.4. I always check there when it gets near. I'll check their feedback rating. So she's very determined to get that. So £16. And the good thing I look at that because it gives me a guide to what I might be looking at for the other one. So that's that one. That's got a lot of potential for a lot of different options on it. Anyway, so let's go back. So we've got a definite on that one. That's 16. Okay, so that's that. Then the next one is. Got 2 watches on this Yamadori Oak that's wired up. Right, we've got the one bid and 2 watches on this one, and this is where there's a message. It's from Silver Bar Salmon Flies. He wants to buy this in another one. I'm not sure. I've actually got to take it off, which means I lose out on the offers that I get on the promotion 80% off. So Tiger Bark. I'm not worried. This is more just having a feel. So far, there's a few viewers on it. I've got a couple of watches. If they don't sell, I'm not overly bothered. I'll probably put them into a forest or something. But they're quite nice. This one I like. This one here, a lot of potential. That one, that would look nice in a pot, to be honest. I just don't want to have it inside. Okay, so far of that, we've got 2 bids there. So we've got 2 sellers there. Chinese elm. This will wait. I know it'll happen. That'll be near the last minute for anyone who looks at that because there's so many online. 3 watches on this little starter tree. Okay, so 8 watches, 87 views on the Japanese maples. That's a sell at 15. The apple bonsai, the smaller one, no one's looking at that. But there's 2 bids. The reason why I don't put a buy it now price for that is because I do. I'm willing to take a chance that they go really cheap. I never put them below the price of what I've actually had to pay out for them in time. So anyway, so there we go. So that's my update for Thursday. They've all got just over 2 days to go. Let's see where we are at tomorrow. Unanswered messages. I've just checked out the YouTube channel. Okay. What I'm just replying to. So I'm just going to respond to some messages and then we'll get back to you. So you'll see all this tomorrow. Okay, it's Xavier again. We're in the following day. What are we now? Friday. The auction ends late tomorrow. I never had a thought about the chap who wanted to make an offer for 2 trees. I'd have to take them off, as I said yesterday, and then relist them with a fixed price. I'd lose out on my 80% discount on sellers' fees, so that would cost me another £4. And there's no guarantee that once you do it, that he'll actually come through with the thing. There's no reason to doubt him, but I read up and that's something's happened. So what I'm going to do is send him a message and say, if he has to pay more than £50, I'm going to throw in some Chinese elm cuttings. So that's how I'll do that. Right, what have we got here? So far we've got 6 bids received on this Yamadori. I knew this Yamadori Oak would look good. That's at £16 now. This still only 1 bid on this next one. I can't remember what that one looks like. Oh, that's right. Bit of wire, very, very basic. I think why the reason with this is, if you look there, it's quite a hacked trunk chop. Wasn't quite up to the standard of Tony on his trunk chop. But that's got 1 bid on it. That's okay. Still only 1 bid on this Yamadori Oak. Chinese elm, 4 watches. Not a great deal of luck. There's so many Chinese elms. I mean, I know. I look at that and I'm thinking that's a nice tree. It's got a nice shape to it. Back. It's 30 centimeters high. It's nicely proportioned. So I just imagine that. Got a bid still on the maple. Nothing on the small apple. Got 2 bids on the apple. You know what's interesting in the Yamadori ash? It's funny, isn't it? That has got such beautiful movement on it. I think looking at that, I would probably, if I was going to do anything, I'd cut it there, right there, and start working from there. Nothing new there. The only difference is that first oak's gone up to £16, so that's good. Good morning. It's Saturday, and we're still in the front room, and final day of the auctions on eBay. So let's have a look and see how we're looking right now. First one, the Yamadori oak. That first one is now at £22. 9 bids, 29 watches. So one bid still on the little wired up one, so that's at £9.50. One bid still on the little Shohin there. Oh, we've got a bid on the starter tree. That's good. That's good. 7 watches on that as well, so that'd be interesting to see if that gets a little bit of a flurry. Still only one bid on the Japanese maple. That's at 15. Oh, here we go. I can see now why he wanted to do that offer, because that second apple has now got 7 bids on it, 15 watches, and it's at £22. 1 watcher on the ash, so that'd be interesting. So, it's progressing. The funny thing about bonsais and that is, apart from a couple of the obvious starter ones like that first oak, where you got a really keen idea that people are going to like it, 272 views. The flurry all happens in the last sort of 3 hours. We all know that. We've all done the old bidding wars on eBay. I'm just going to give you a quick peek at something that you always heard me talking about, which is the Expressions Grace Bonsai database. And you're seeing it here now. Daughter Alex has done an absolutely brilliant update on it. It's a little bit out of date now because I basically been doing YouTube, and that's really taken all my time. But you can sort of see the headlines you've got. And during the winter, I'm going to pick different sections and just do little short 5 or 6 minute clips on them. But the classic one is we're going to go to our edit action, and here all down the right hand side are all the trees. This is your general search screen. This is the general update screen, my action log, I call it, all the stuff that I've done. Let's have a look at where we stand. Got 4 minutes left to go on this Yamadori oak. £25, 12 bids, £9.50. Next one, still only 1 bid on there. It's only 4 on the one after that. It's £10.50. So all the oaks are selling. Just got the 1 bid on tiger bark. Nothing on the Chinese elm yet. Interesting. 1 bid on the that hasn't changed. 1 bid on the maple, hasn't changed. Nothing on the small apple. 8 bids. That's at £24, and nothing on the Yamadori. So what I'm going to do is, shall we watch this? 4 minutes left to go. Let's just see what happens, and perhaps join in the excitement. I don't know. So the last bid that was put on there was 4:53, so that was about 20 minutes ago. 1 minute 24. On that. 33, 32. Here we go. Sometimes I watch this and I always think sometimes the prices get really unreasonable, and part of me says, oh, come on, let's make it more expensive. But £25 is probably what I'd pay for that, actually. Plus the postage, which is taking it up to 30. Yeah, that's what it's going to be at. So here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bang. No. Quasimodo. See, and whoa. So Quasimodo came in from the bell tower. They made them deaf, and jumped it up to 36.50. Well, that was surprising. That was surprising. So that's good. Thank you, Quasimodo. This one is obviously a lot thinner. We've just got a little bit of wire, so there's a lot more work to go on it, but I still think this has got loads of potential. But it is strange how something will get some people's attention and others won't. And this one, 14 seconds to go, sitting at 9.50. There's no one else looking at it. 1 second. There you go. So just the 1 bid on that. £9.50. I think that one. I think you got a real bargain there. You worry about showing. So this one, This has had a bit of 6 watches, 4 bids. Okay, so we're at £10.50. Still only 2 bidders, 13 seconds to go. Brrr. 30 Amadori, 8.7, looks like 10.50 then. 4, 3, 2, and okay, 12.50. Retro Guruk. Okay, the next 2 to come up are the Tigerbark Ficus, the cuttings. Both put at 6.50. 13 minutes left to go. Is it 13 minutes? 11 minutes left to go. Okay, 1 bid in. Oh no, we've got 2 bids, and hopefully it's the same person. Okay, so for you it's just been a nanosecond, but for me it's been time enough to start watching Yeli's live vein work, which tells you when I did this. Tigerbark Ficus, 10 seconds to go. It looks like it's just the 1 bidder there who's going to pick it up for £6.50. You know, it's 4 years worth of work actually. 3, 2, 1, and yep, £6.50. Okay, so Tigerbark Ficus cutting number 2, let's say. Down to the last 10 seconds, we have the 1 bidder, and it looks like that one's going to go for £6.50 as well. So there you go, £6.50. So I think I've got a bit of a gap now to the next one, so I'm going to go back and watch the rest of Yeli's live vein work. Cheers. Okay, so we're coming back down to the last sort of 35 seconds on this. It's not overly expensive, but no, I suppose no one's in the market for Chinese elm right now. Must be a glut of them on the market or something. Interesting, it's the first time that's happened with Chinese elm over the last 3 years. So 2, 1, didn't sell. Okay. See, it gets surprises. I'd rather it didn't sell than someone had picked that up for 29, to be honest. Okay, so we've come back a little bit later. Well, 15 minutes later. I've just finished Yeli's live vein, and really, really good that was. You know, by the time you see these, it'll be a month, 6 weeks later, I think. But this is the next one. This was a cutting I took 3 or 4 years ago. It went out in a nursery bed for a couple of years. That's why it's got a bit thicker. And at the moment, 35 seconds left. We've got 2 bidders on it. Be nice if they had a little battle, but they're separated by a couple of days, so it's unlikely. 25 seconds is at £7.50 plus the pot. I think that's a reasonable price, to be honest, for that. It's got the basis, but there's still quite a bit of work for someone to do on it. So a few choices they can make. Coming down to the last 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. £7.50. Okay. That's reasonable. Very, very reasonable. And in terms of, you know, when you look at that, what's my cost? Let's save that for the end, shall we? Because people are always interested in that, but it's putting a cost on time, isn't it? That's always the problem. Anyway, so that one's done. Okay, this is the next one. You know, it's not the prettiest, and there's a lot of decisions that whoever buys it is going to have to make. Mainly the fact that you've got three trunks coming out of that base, but you know, it's healthy. Okay, we're just coming to the last 45 seconds for the Japanese maple, 6-7-year-old starter tree. I think there's about 15 or 16 watches on it. Currently it's £16. I don't know whether you'd be surprised or not, to be honest. The last time I put a maple on, I did a little marmade one in a little, very little pot, and it went for £42. It's very, very hard to know what people are going to bid. I think I enjoy doing it on eBay, just on its quality. It looks like we're going for £16 here. 7, 6, 5, 4, excitement, 3, 2, 1. £16. Okay. It's not going to. I think that's value. Definitely value. 8 minutes left. No, I don't think anyone's interested in that one at all. So I will probably come back to you in about 18 minutes when it's this one. This one I'm really interested in, this apple. There's absolutely no interest in it whatsoever. So, which is good because that tells me that I don't waste my time with that on the apples. I need to basically put that into a bigger pot. I quite like that. There's stuff I can do with that, so that's not a problem at all. Similar sort of size of the maple. You can get all sorts, but okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All bonsai Cornwall. Great. Brilliant. Okay, it didn't sell. So we're looking now this next one I'm really interested in. Right, so we're down to 26 seconds and it looks like £24 is what we're going to go for that one. So unless there's a sudden surprise flurry, I think we're sold out on that one. Yeah, very, very sedate for a Saturday evening at 6:30. 2, 1, and £24 by the look of it. Okay, so final one, and this little Yamadori ash bonsai. So I have every reason to believe that's going to stay, and if that stays, my intention, as I said to you, is to do the cut. Let's see if we can. Oh, it keeps pausing. I want to do the cut. I don't know if you see where the arrow is there. And then, so just have that, and then that's going to go into a nice little ceramic pot. I think that'll look really good. And then I might put it on and just see the difference. Okay, so drum roll, we're down to the last 20 seconds on this Yamadori ash bonsai. Shohin starter tree. Lovely little number. Take you for miles and miles. Anyway, not looking like we're going to get any interest on it. Again, as I say, already I think from what I've made from the ones I have sold, that's going to cover my costs. And it's going to cover the stuff that I've bought. I'll need to do another 2 more sales, I think. Yeah, so the ash didn't sell. It's weird, I think, oh well. So I'm just going to get up the final totals and I'll come back to you. And then after that, we're going to be doing one bit of boxing, not tonight. So of the ones that sold, I actually paid £3 for one of them. Pots wise, 1, 2 plastic training pots. They're working out about £3. 1, 2. So, and the pots there said 21 quid, probably 21 quid in pots, a couple of quid for those. So 23 quid for the pots, plus the tree, 26 quid. Probably 40 pounds is costs. So that takes it down to 120. Just one thing that did occur to me. It's the day after the sales. See the glinting off my forehead. I need some makeup on there. I think it's important that you go out of your way to reassure anyone who's purchased anything from you. And it's just, I think about how I feel whenever I've put an order in. If I don't hear from the seller within a day, I'm starting to think, oh, if they've forgotten. And we go to the trouble of paying, as quickly as we can. I think the least you could do as a seller is make sure that you give the same degree of care back. So bank holiday tomorrow, and it was unexpected when I put the things on. So there's actually an extra day delay built into it. So what I'm doing is going around, and I would do this anyway. I've got I like to contact to make sure they know that I'm aware of it and that it's important to me. And I've just got just a message to restore them. But thank you for their quick payment. Although I've already done the feedback, explain why I won't be able to send it tomorrow, and everyone will know. But by doing it, it's acknowledging that you care, and I do care. I've just told them I'll make sure it's in the hands of all mail first thing Tuesday morning. But tomorrow we'll be doing some packing, and I'll just show you how I pack safely the trees that I'm going to send. Okay, so welcome to Boxing Central. It's an absolute chaos of boxes and packing material and sphagnum moss, cling film, wire, and then me just trying to fit trees into boxes and then making it secure in the boxes. So let's go to this particular tree. In this instance, I've
had to go, it's lovely if you can actually put them down in the box, but with stuff like this, although I can bend it, I don't want to overly bend this flexible branching. So I try and find a box I'm going to have to go upright. These had a pretty good watering yesterday. Been sprayed down, leaves cleaned. I've made sure it's as good as it can be. What I will do now is, because I know it's going to be, when I say worst case scenario, it's going to spend 3 days in the packing. I've got some damp sphagnum moss. I will pack all around the top of that. There we go. And to keep that in place, we'll do that. There we go. So what we're trying to do is reduce as much as we can, not only the soil movement in there, but also transference of moisture or anything like that. Always leave a card as well. Expressions of Grace. It's got my phone number, so if there's any problems, and it's also got my email address. Okay, so I'm not doing this often. I'm having to be a bit imaginative, so I've used another box where I can create a cradle. That's now firmly in there. It can't move about. It's stuck down, so if it's upside down, it'll stay in this as well. Which is really what you want to do, is secure it. Then I will use some PVA glue, which is what I did last time, and I'll PVA glue that to that. So it'll be fun for the person who's getting this to get it out, but at least it'll be in there, and there'll be lots of peanuts. And I also use recycling, so all my confidential waste, just like that, I use that. So I end up getting through all my confidential, getting all that shredded, and use that as stuff as well. So that should keep that relatively secure. It's just finding different ways of making sure the tree's safe. I mean, I'm not a professional packer, so sometimes it can be a bit not hit and miss, but sometimes it can be a little bit rural how I do it. So, and the final result, the box is in there as you've seen, and then the peanuts take up all the space around, so whichever way it's thrown around, it'll be fine. So anyway, that'll get sealed up with a label, and all the rest will be the same. With my live plants this way, whenever you put those stickers on, all that does is reassure the person who's buying it, which is probably you. The post office see that sticker and they know immediately that they're going to play football with it, which is why you need those lovely peanuts in there. Do you know, these are massively expensive. I paid, well, I couldn't remember, I did it once, I never do it again. It's like 15 quid for just a black bag full. 15 quid. Packaging is really expensive. I didn't realise that until I started buying some. So if you ever do think, look at the postage costs. I mean, if I look at this, the actual Royal Mail postage costs, I think is actually going to be £5.90. eBay then take off another 10% because they charge me for the postage costs, which leaves me about 60 pence. I know already that I've spent those peanuts are probably more expensive than the tree are, but hey ho. Hopefully it'll go to a good home and get in the post tomorrow. So that should be fine overnight, so I'll get it first thing. Now I've just got another 6 more to pack, and I'm really not looking forward to it. Another reason why I tend not to sell trees on eBay. It's so laborious, and if you get it wrong, there's someone at the other end who's going to be really, really unhappy, and I hate that. Better tell you just before I go off, down to the post office now, 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to get these out so they get off before lunch. Anyway, from Xavier at Expressions of Grace Bonsai, cheers, happy bonsaiing.